Introduced the carnival to say I loose all down on the ground, walking up my bottom and it dragging all over tongue and they say I lose it. I loose it and loose it, I sweet it and juice it. This carnival have me so down loose. Get loose how you get loose how you get loose how you get loose how you loose it. I loose it and loose it, I sweet it and you say this carnival have me so I lose. Get loose how you get loose how you get loose how you loosen your waist, kill them with your pain. Now show me your softness, show me your went and practice. Lucy is a carnivalist, and that is why I behave so loose. All down on the ground, walking at the bottom, and it's dragging all over tongue, and they call me Lucy. I loose it down, loose it, I sweet it down, juice it. How will I lose? Get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose, get loose.
Welcome to Tots and Teens in Focus. I'm your host, Patricia Trim. Welcome you to another edition of Tots and Teens in Focus. Tots and Teens is a community program that brings the community and youths together. We focus on youths. We focus on the child's rights to be seen, heard, and given attention, a child's right to be taken care of, and a child's right to be given the opportunity that is best for their education, their development, their inspiration, and their direction. And this is what our children today, the children today will be our future generation. And if we don't take care of them today, you know, we'll be having a lot of elderly people being knocked down on the road, or being knocked out, or being things being stolen from them. There'll be a lot of things that will happen to the elderly, and I don't want anyone to do me that on the road, especially these young boys walking around, grabbing bags, terrorizing the elderly, even the young people and all. So, you know, it's a situation that needs more attention, and the attention that they need we have to look at the mental illness and bullyism of children. And when children are being bullied in the schools, in the community, in the homes, they come out there and express themselves in a magnificent way that could cause danger and harm to many. So as they thought about, and I think the law has been, or in the Senate and the House, they have came up with a bill to be passed stating about mental health should be a subject in the schools. It should be a subject in the schools, but then again, we have to watch at that, because every child will be saying, oh, that person is mentally disturbed, and that person is and you know it can bring a stigma to the children. So I think that the best approach for mental health and mental health, as I say, should be a subject in the school. They got to think very carefully about it, because children get so obsessed in things that they become so aggressive, and they may want to tell every other child that they are mentally disturbed and they're mentally, and that can cause a problem. Mental health should be part of the parents and child relationship. If the parents notice the child is not taking in his education, or he's getting, not listening or adhering to the rules, then there is something that is disturbing that child, and that child should be taken into, should be given some attention. It may not be medical, mental health, but it could be some other type of disability, because, sometimes we try to force children to study, to read and write, and there are some of them who cannot do it because they have a problem. It may not be mental health problem, but it may be some disability in the memorizing words that they cannot spell. They may see the words, they can call a lot of big words, but when time to read it, they cannot read it. And there is a problem that persons who may not be able to read things, it's not that they don't want, it's not that they don't want to read, it's because they have a disability in their brains, that when they look at the words, if they said D-A-Y, day, it looking like Y-A-D. And because of that, they cannot pronounce it, or they cannot comprehend the subject. And this is the type of thing that goes on in school, and some teachers may pay attention and some may not. Some parents may pay attention and some may not. Some may call the child, you're dunce, you're this, but there is a disability that needs an attention with that child, because that child may not be able to read, but read or spell or memorize things, but they can speak and they can do other work. They are very good in carpentry, or good in doing any other type of handiwork. They will be good at that, but yet still they cannot read. And there might be a problem because they're not understanding how to read and how to write. They may feel that they are not worthy to be in the school, and they start a situation. Probably they can be a boxer, and because they could fight, they will fight all the children in the school. Well, because they cannot do what others are doing. So teachers and parents have to take that responsibility and look at a child development. Look at the child development, as they call them, special aid or special something they call them in the school. But it is something to be looked at, because although you might be forcing that child to read, and you buy all the phonics and the books, and you're repeating yourself over and over to that child cannot understand, because the words seems jumble up. They see you tell them D-A-Y is day, but yesterday they cannot comprehend that D-A-Y is day because everything look confusing to them. And yes, some of them may able to get psychological treatment and probably, you know, may have an attention to get treatment for their disability. So these are the things that we will have to look into to help the children who may not be corresponding or, you know, bright. And it's not that they're not brilliant, but they have a problem, a mental, I won't call it mental problem, I call it a disability problem, a disability understanding or getting knowledgeable of things. And sometimes we see the children like that, and we tend to say, oh, they're dunce and they're, you know, they don't want to do this, but they cannot understand because they have a disability, they have a brain trauma or a brain something that caused them to forget or cannot, because they had some type of blow to the head or so, that part of the brains is the cells is dead and they cannot really read and write to focus on that part. So it is important that when we see our children like that, we take the time to see what's going wrong and don't delay in it. Delay is danger. Don't delay with it. Take that child right away to get evaluated so that, you know, they could go to the right school, the right place, and get some help. You know, we back in the Caribbean didn't have that opportunity, and we will call children names because we never knew that that was the part, you know, they couldn't read or they couldn't understand why. But today, technology and modern technology, modern medical, modern hooks on phonics and these type of things that are materials and instruments and, you know, technology that is there to assist. So parents, don't be fooled, don't be dumb about it, don't be ashamed about it. If the child is not responding to the book, get some help, get some help. So this is what we can avoid the problem in the classroom. Although they may not able to focus or to read the words, they may still have the ability to know that people are taunting them or people are saying things about them. So you have to take that into responsibility, and also with the schools and the community leaders, programs that will give them the opportunity, the valuation. I think what should be done that every child that goes to school should be evaluated mentally and physically, as I think they go to the doctors and whatever, but the focus should be placed on their brains, their brain cells. And parents, when children fall, you got to pay very good attention if they hurt themselves or whatever, because after time that problem rise up in the later days, and that's the time that, you know, the help is far gone, nothing cannot be done, and the help is not there. You know, it was surprising to one family because every person in the family is well educated, and this brother, they never knew that he couldn't read and write words. And he went to school, and he is a big man now, and then when he did come to the U.S., he was unable to work because he has to write a test, and the test he could not do. And now the family realized that something was wrong, and nobody looked into it. Nobody looked into it, but the problem is there. Now he cannot get a job because he has to be evaluated to see what is wrong with him. You know, America, everything is valuation. And so that he could get the right treatment, the right assistance, and get the right job. Because how long you can't write the test, they're not going to employ you. You have to write a test. So you have to take medical too. So this is the type of things, and we may say, you know, about the children. Sometimes they come from, they're not taking in this schoolwork. It's not that they don't want to take in the schoolwork, but they're not comprehending on the schoolwork. And because of that, too, they create problems in the school, and they want to be bullish because they realize something is wrong with them and they can't get, and they will try to disturb the class, and they will try to form gangs, and they will try to, this is where the gangs coming from, because when they cannot focus, they find something else to do, and we got to eradicate the gangs by allowing these children, when this type of situation happens in their life, that they can be taught in a different way and get the job that they need and write the test that they will be able to write. Because if they can't read and write, they won't be able to write no tests. So they need to have that support, understanding them. Some of them may not able to read and write, but they can do other things. And because of not learn to read and write, that make them cannot get the jobs that they will need to get. But yet still they have sense for different things. So this is what we have to, as parents, as community leaders, organization, focus more on helping those who need the help. You have some very brilliant children, and even those who are brilliant, there are times that they just go bazoo, because what? They have a problem, and they were stressing out themselves, you know. As I used to say in back in Guyana, the children are studying so hard. They're having so much homework because they want to be in the top. They want to go to these top schools. But then after time, they put so much stress on their body, on their brains, that they get burnt out. They are burnt out in the end. And in the early 13 years, they cannot focus. They go wild. And parents say, this was a bright child. They did this, they did that. But then you put too much of pressure on that child. Too much of schoolwork, no play time. You have to get play time. You have to get some time to play. You must have play time. Play time is a relaxation. Play time is your imagination, using your inspiration. There's where you get your creative ideas of what you would like to be, because you have that time to relax and play and think and use your inspiration, get some ideas, and you know, you sit down with a book and you just write what is within you. What is within you, you write. Instead of, you know, you have all these maths and physics and this and that to do, you know. They said all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. And if we don't try to get Jack the right treatment, Jack will be a dull boy, because after time they cannot focus any longer. I do believe working with children that you have to allow them to use their own inspiration. And I think that is why I got along so much with children, because I tell them to write their own program that they would like to host, what they think about. And that is how they were given the opportunity to do something for themselves. And not for me, but for themselves. How they would like to present themselves, what they can write, the monitors that they can, monitors that they can then write about, you know. Not monitors, what they call it, anyhow. Sometimes my brains are now go very weak. So I have to think about so much of words and so much of this, and you know, it focuses. There are times that I myself got to just relax myself and just don't even look at the computer or think about any program or anything, because my brains get so compact that like everything is just going wired, weird, the wire is unfolding. So it's the same thing with the children too. Sometimes we just have to relax, let go, and just, you know, try to think of something else that you can focus on and able to get in on it. So it is that's stressful at times, and even the children get stressed out. The early morning schools, the late in the night up, they're not having enough sleep, and sleep is important. A child should have at least 8 hours sleep. 7 to 8 hours sleep. A child must have that a day. Your brains have to relax. Your brains have to go into the sleeping zone. Because if you don't go into the sleeping zone and you try to keep your eyes open, after a time you cannot sleep. You cannot sleep. You have to be taking cat naps. You cannot sleep because you have overworked the brains, and the brains cannot work. I had a cousin by me at one time, and she couldn't sleep when the night come because she was working, doing this night shift, and it affected her. She could not sleep. She would be there up all night and up all day. And I tell myself, I don't want to get like that, because that is very disturbing, because she cannot sleep and she makes other people can't sleep. But I love to sleep. When I get my time to sleep, I sleep. I sleep. Sleeping is important. Sleeping is a medicine. Sleeping is a cure. Sleeping is a medication. Sleeping is a revival, because you sleep, you revive, you get to think, you get to pray, because you get the time to relax that brain. So every day that you come on, you're able to get that brain testing. Anyhow, it was nice talking to you from Tots and Teens, and featuring things that what's going on in the community, your children's life, how you can help them, and paying attention to their mental illness or mental disability. I won't call it mental illness, mental disability. So they may need help in any way that they can get some help. So it was Tots and Teens in Focus, coming to you through the compliments of Travel Span. And don't forget our community health fair and our breakfast morning on March 24th. We're looking out to have you there. Come out and support us. It will be held at 397 Rockaway at the Bethel Deliverance Gospel Church of Pastor Israel. We like to say thanks to Pastor Israel for giving us the opportunity of using the hall. She have a beautiful dinner hall there, so if you need a hall to rent for a wedding, parties or whatever, she has a beautiful hall at 397 Rockaway Avenue. It's a beautiful hall that you can keep your events there. So you come to our breakfast morning and you come there, you'll be able to see the hall. And also our health fair is on July the 14th. It's a Saturday. We're looking forward to see the entire community coming out there. We have the emergency management, we have the fire department, we have Kings County Hospital, Downstate Hospital, Brookdale Hospital. We have NYC Dental Health. NYU Dental Health. We got NYC Department of Health. We have Emergency Management. We have Affinity. We have Metro Plus. We have United Health Care. So you could come out there and get all the information that you needed for our health fair. Come out in numbers. We need to see you out there in numbers. And also we have fun for the children to participate. We have Ding-a-ling Club, and then we will be having games and so forth that the children can be participate. So bring out the children on July the 14th at Bethel Deliverance Gospel Church. So from Tots and Teens, we say bye-bye. Love you.
A place I'd rather be than in a bed, having a time. For those who have eyes to see me acting up and whining loose. All down on the ground, walking up the bottom and it dragging all over tongue, and they say I lose it. Yeah, I never meant to be this way. Is it back and all inside of me? When I come on a stage, get in on that, you know I lose. When I drop it hot and I'm whining on top the speaker box and I'm grinding, and I don't want to stop and they call me Lucy. But I lose it, I sweeter than juicy. This carnival have me so damn loose. Get loose, how you get loose, how you get loose, how you loosen your waist, kill them with the pace. Now show me your softness, show me your wit and practice. Lucy is a carnivalist, and that is why I behave so loose. All down on the ground, walking at the bottom, and it's dragging all over tongue, and they call me Lucy. I grew up as a real good girl, always home, don't go nowhere. As soon as I was introduced to carnival, they say